everyone, welcome to Railway Project. Our team includes myself, Dejoir, Charles, Marcin, and Puya.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, and our team supervisor was Al. Yeah, so the problem we try to solve is that Nigeria has been recently developing its rail services for both intercity and metro. And at the moment, the schedule for rail networks are only available as paper copies with no digital solutions.
So to attempt to solve this problem, we created the application Railway, where we provide users a list of all the train routes in the country based on either the next departing train, or if they desire the full weekly schedule. The application also provides a trip planner that could help people to plan a trip on a single route, or if a transfer is possible, to plan their route on multiple trains.
Hi, this is Puya. Let me move on to explain about the technologies we have used to complete our railway app. We applied two applications on this project. One is called Client and the other is called Admin. For the front end, we used React.js for both client and admin application. We use Semantic UI framework to decorate the client side and React Strap CSS, custom CSS for styling our admin page. Also, we use the tool called Postman to check the API. And to run the server, we apply Node.js and Express.js. We use Axios to request the server, and MongoDB and Mongoose for storing database. I really enjoy working on this project and happy and satisfied with the outcome. May I request Marcin to share our railway app on the screen? Yeah, this is our beautiful railway app. I'm going to talk about the client side. The computer will be able to see the train schedule and fare. Let me explain how it is. If we click one of the schedules, a schedule for a week starting Sunday and ending Saturday will be displayed. Yeah, if we go back to the route page shows the schedule for today based on current time. This means you only get to see the next departing trains. You may notice the route is not applied 24 hours. However, if we change the time, it will show the entire new schedule for the next day because the train service ends at 6 p.m. daily. Well, for the next interesting part will be shared by Charles. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so that's for the route page showing departing trains based on current time. And now we move to the trip planner, which is the travel page. So on this page, you can plan your trip and pick your originating station, in this case, Regasa, and your destination station, in this case, Idu, for example. And then you pick your departing day and time, and then you find your trip. There you go. So it shows you all the travel information you need, including the duration, fare, and all of that. You could also plan a multi-route trip. This means you transit from one train and move onto another train to continue your trip. So in this case, we go from Regasa and to the airport. And you also pick your day and time. And then you find your trip. So that shows you a multi-route. Also, another feature we have is the favorites. Before we go into that, I also have to mention that these stations are displayed based on your location. So we have a GPS functionality that displays. So for example, Regasa is the closest station to us in Calgary, followed by Kubwa, Ido, and the rest. So the stations display based on your location and based on the one that's closest to you. So for the favorites feature, we have the star buttons by the side. If you click on it, it changes to yellow. That means that station has been favorited by you. And if you unclick on it, it changes back to white. That means it goes off your favorites. So if you go to select from favorites, you could also pick a station from favorites, and then you also do a trip planner based on that as well. So those are the basic features we have on this application. And now we move on to the admin page, where Marcin will take us through the database management.
Hey everyone, so welcome to the admin side of the application. So here, administrators are able to directly modify the database. Now this application is only available to authorized personnel, so we're going to need to log in first. So we're just going to use our username railway@gmail.com and our super secret password of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So in here, we now have access to 4 database collections, exceptions, routes, notifications, and stations. We'll begin with routes. So a single route is essentially a single train that goes from beginning to end. So an example would be Kaduna to Abuja, which on every Monday, it would depart Regasa station at 6:40 a.m. and arrive at Edu at 8:43 a.m. So to help illustrate a little better, let's try an example that's closer to home. Let's pretend there's a new train between Calgary and Edmonton. On Sunday, it departs Calgary at 11:10 a.m. and arrives in Edmonton at, say, 1 p.m. And I don't know the currency conversion, so I'm just going to stick with a simple 3,000. And we add it to our database. So we go there and we jump back to the client and we refresh. But I just now realized I made a mistake. This is based on the current time, which is Thursday. So I need to go back, edit it, and change it to every Thursday. So now I update, I go back, refresh, and now we see it appear on our screen. We also have a nice little reminder of my mistake, so I'm just gonna dismiss that and pretend that never happened. And one thing you might have noticed, hopefully, is that you have this soon departing train is flashing on the screen, and it updated the status to departing soon and whatever its original status was. So now there's just one more thing I would like to point out, our stations. So when you create a route, it's essentially an empty route. It only shows from beginning to end, but we don't actually have our individual stations like Regasa, Edu, Kuba. So for our Calgary to Edmonton, we're just going to set our name. We're going to call the train CE1, set to Thursdays. For Calgary, it'd be probably Calgary, let's say City Hall. And we're going to end up in, let's say, West Edmonton Mall, because let's face it, that's the only place worth visiting. And we're going to assume this is the only route for the whole day. So we're just going to go from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we're going to assume this encompasses the entire fare. So we add it to a nice list, hop right back into our interface. And when we jump into our weekly schedule, we see that it's now added into our weekly. So that is how stations work. And any other day where a station hasn't been applied to, we just indicate that there is no trains available. Now I'm going to pass on the presentation to Dejoir, who's going to explain exceptions and notifications.
Thank you, Marcin. So the other valuable part in admin side is exception. So if I add exception for the road that Marcin already created, then I'm going to add the road, then change the time. Then I add the exception. So I'm getting notification that road has been updated if I check the notification thing. This is for admin side. If I check the client side, yeah, it display that. Then if I go back to the road page, if I want to delete the road, And also in the station page, I want to delete the station. Then after deleting both, exception would be automatically spontaneously deleted. So there's no exception in here in the admin side. And if I check the client side as well, there's no exception. Here we go. Then the last part of the admin side is the logout page. And thank you so much for your time and your attention.